that flamethrower guy and the other guy who looks like a knight holding a machine gun? They look awfully powerful, don't they? Well, that's because they're supposed to be. They are part of Battlefield 1's new elite class system, where apparently not all soldier has been created equal. As I said, the idea is they are supposed to be extremely powerful, but only in certain specific ways. It's not always of benefit to be armoured up to the teeth in plating. It's going to make you an awfully slow moving target. So let's start with the first one then. This guy is called Flame Trooper. He is one of the first elite classes we saw, taking centre stage as part of the official reveal trailer for Battlefield 1 back in May 2016, before we even knew anything about the game. He's wrapped up in a fire-resistant suit and carrying, as I'm sure you've guessed, an extremely hazardous flamethrower. A cool bit of detail here, this screenshot, you can actually see that DICE went to the trouble of animating the fuel jetting out before it sparked. Way to go the extra mile. According to the developers, Flame Trooper is built as a close-quarters wipeout machine, with his weapon perfectly suited to flushing out trenches and small buildings. But where he'll suffer is when he's attacked from distance. The flames won't reach you out there, and if you can hit him in the right spot, he will come crashing down. To combat his extreme power, Flame Trooper wears a gas mask, permanently. It can't be removed, and that reduces his range of vision. Next up, we have Sentry, and he's the guy that you just saw in the Gamescom trailer. He's the guy who's taken all of the armor in the world and slapped it all over his body. He's a very slow mover, he crawls along almost like a tank, and he brandishes a heavy machine gun. Not a light machine gun, a heavy machine gun, the MG08. And that thing has incredible stopping power. The gun is water-cooled as well, so he can keep spraying bullets downrange for a long period of time, suppressing targets all over the place, and picking off those close-range soldiers with relative ease. It states he can only fire from the hip though, which again will offset that massive power, but unlike Flame Trooper, he doesn't have a gas mask equipped, because since he moves very slowly, a gas grenade might just be the end of him. And lastly, we have Tank Hunter, and I think this guy is going to end up being my favourite. He's like the tank sniper. He's armed with a whacking great anti-tank rifle, the Tankavir, and that fires in the prone position. Of course, the rounds fired will do just as much damage to infantry, making it a great combatant to some of those pesky snipers on the other team, but just be aware that each round has to be loaded in manually, using up valuable time, and as I said before, it can only be fired from a prone position, so you better make sure that there is nothing around you that's going to stop you taking down that tank. These three classes will be available for you to try out in the upcoming Battlefield 1 beta, and I'll talk about that in another video. But is this a good move for the franchise? I mean, there's no explanation at the moment of how to activate these elite classes. Are they skill-based, as in the best player on the server gets it? Or can they be picked up on the map? Maybe, God forbid, they might be kill streaks. Who knows, but personally, I'm waiting to see them in action before I get too excited. Considering their insane power, they could be completely overpowered and ruin the gameplay, or they could be wonderfully balanced with all the weak points to exploit, so skilled players can actually take them down. I do think it's an interesting concept, bringing high health, high damage players onto the battlefield and making them very sparse, and I'm excited to see them in gameplay, but I want to use them for myself and actually get a good look and feel for them before I make my final judgment. I guess that's what the beta's for, right? Thank you very much for watching today's video. That's your first look at elite classes in Battlefield 1. Do you think they're cool? Or do you think they're not cool? Let me know down in the comments, give me your opinions, and then we can have a big discussion. But until next time, my name is Westie, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.